Welcome to the Generation Elevation podcast, a conscious, connected platform for those who are ready to manifest their dream life. I'm your host, Elise Riley, a former PT, now motivational speaker, igniting empowerment and transformation all across the globe. Here at Generation Elevation, we are committed to bringing you the most inspiring guests who will share their stories, wisdom, and advice to help you progress closer to living a life of your own terms. Hey guys, so today I had this grand plan to talk about changing your body composition and self-love. And when I started recording this, I actually got just my intuition come through saying, not this one. And what I'm feeling really called to speak about here today is just my journey over the past 8 months of this year and what I guess I have been going through, what I've been learning. And I definitely have shared bits and pieces on my podcast about enjoying the journey. However, I really wanted to go in depth, and my intuition wants to go super in depth, and my lower self is like, oh gosh, vulnerability. We all know that vulnerability is an act of courage, and that is a lot of what Brené Brown teaches in her books and in her teachings. So here I am being courageous in that. Honestly, this year has been really interesting. So with my coaching in particular and business, I moved to Queensland completely online as a personal trainer. So I was doing nutrition and training. I had my nutrition certification through Mac Nutrition Uni, and I had done heaps of study for PT just to up level and upskill. And so I had created my business online so that it allowed me to move up to Queensland without having to necessarily go find a job straight away. Oh my gosh, as I'm recording this, my lights in my room are flickering, so I definitely feel like I'm channeling right now. Some woo stuff happening. However, so yeah, I moved up here completely online because I wanted to live in Queensland. I didn't want to just move up here to work. So I moved, and it was really great because I had that flexibility in my day-to-day life to catch up with people and follow the breadcrumbs to where I was supposed to be. And I would just say yes and yes and yes to all opportunities that would come my way. And I made some really incredible friends and had some really bizarre and interesting encounters, experiences as well. So I guess to start off, around August last year, I just had this inner knowing or intuition come through that I needed to let go of my clients and create space for something new. And this was really interesting because still to this day, I sometimes think back and go, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. It's not a very smart business decision. However, for me, at that point in my life, I was charging really cheap, undercharging for my services. I didn't really know my worth, and I wasn't setting boundaries as a coach. So I was letting clients choose me as their coach rather than me coming through as an authority figure and having the choice of who I want to take on and who I want to step into my energy and who I believe I can truly help. I was kind of just taking in and on everyone and anything. So for me, because I was willing to settle for this and not set boundaries and communicate clearly with what I wanted, I therefore attracted people who weren't paying on time, who didn't show up to sessions, who were saying that they couldn't afford the price. However, I was already undercharging as it was. So my soul was like, or my intuition said, okay, no, time to let this go. And it was a really strange experience. I let everyone go. Everyone was really cool with it. No one had any issues. So then I made it my mission to really learn how to trust myself, to really build my sense of self-worth and confidence within who I am and my communication and how I do coach. I really made it my mission to start following the breadcrumbs of life and see where I end up. And I got really into the energetic side of things, the feminine flow. And this is when I started to receive huge downloads and become aware of my psychic abilities. This is when I traveled to Sunny Coast. I went to Ziggy Albert's for a night, ended up staying for the week, ended up meeting someone who let me stay at their house. And I also met my beautiful friend Travis, who then I had a past life regression healing come through for him. And I didn't even know that I could do that. So I was meeting all these people and I was following all the breadcrumbs. And anyway, I come back home and I'm with two of my amazing friends at the beach in the van, just chilling. I think we were having some chips and talking shit. And he said that he was going to an event that evening. So I said, you know what? Why not? It's $10. I'm going to come too. And so we all go to this event and it's a networking thing for charity. And so I ended up actually putting in a bid in the auction for a personal development course. And this was another NLP hypnosis space, a container. And for me, I had already previously done NLP and hypnosis. However, I just wanted to learn more. So previously I did it with Luke Pierce, who I've had on this show. And then I went and did it with Elizabeth Ann Walker. And I had some profound breakthroughs. And from here, I decided to let go completely of the personal training side of what I do and then go hard on the coaching. And this is what I was like thriving. I was loving it. And I was getting some really amazing clients coming through. We were getting huge breakthroughs. And I started to realize the simple techniques that I was using were changing people's life. And I almost couldn't believe how easily people were shifting from major and negative emotions from their past, shifting away from their trauma that they'd experienced previously, moving away from their limiting beliefs that were holding them back from whether it would be losing weight or their goals, getting a dream job, attracting their dream partner. All these limiting beliefs around being good enough or trusting themselves disappeared. It was really so profound to see clients completely 360. And I describe the transformation as we all at birth are a diamond. And along the way, we get a little bit dusty. We might have few bumps and scratches. And when you come to see me and we do these sessions, we just polish you up. We get rid of the dust, we get rid of the cobwebs, and then with the hypnosis, we rewire your brain with new empowering beliefs, things that you want to feel, things that you want to believe about yourself. And therefore, once we remove all the cobwebs, we remove all the dust, we tidy up all the scratches, we then give you a good polish, and you literally come out a new person. And the thing is, it's who you have been all along. It's just you've been hiding underneath those blankets of limiting beliefs, trauma, negative emotions, and programming that we pick up along the way. So coming into 2022, I had multiple coaches and mentors. So my energy and the answers that I was getting from people was quite scattered. I had coaches for business and one-on-one clients. I had a coach for group sessions. And then I also had a mentor teaching me how to run events. And so I was learning a lot of things and really leaping out of my comfort zone. I felt really confident with this year, and I thought that I would be quantum leaping in all of the materialistic places that one would originally think that they would quantum leap. However, looking back in hindsight, the progression that I have made this year has been internal. And it was interesting. I was talking to my amazing friend Kate, and she was saying that when she first started training with me, because that's how I met her, that it was like talking to a cardboard box. And nowadays we have phone calls that last for an hour because I've got so many things to share, and I have more of a personality because I've lived through all of these experiences and situations. So coming into 2022, I had huge momentum, and I actually had to move house. So I was living in a different place, and I just had this feeling, yep, everything's going to be amazing. And you know what? It was definitely different than what I expected. And in a way, I had really high expectations of myself. And so when things didn't come to fruition and follow through, especially after doing all the things that my coaches were saying to do and advising me to do, I was being the good student, following all the processes, and to not receive the result that I was hoping for. It was actually quite heartbreaking. And I found myself so confused and so lost. And you might be resonating with this, whereby maybe you met someone and you really liked them and you went on a few dates and you had these expectations. You're like, yes, I can't wait to go on the next date with them, and then they ghost you. Or for example, like in business with me, you launch a program and then no one signs up. Or what else? You start a fitness regime and all of a sudden you get injured. And there's so many emotions that can be triggered within these moments, like frustration, anger, sadness, shame. And I was embarrassed because I was doing all of the things and not getting the result. And so I was confused. I felt really lost. I felt really confused. And I was questioning my abilities as a coach and whether I was good enough, which is interesting because that was my old shadow revealing itself once again. And they all say that at every level there's a new devil, or every level there's the same devil. And so you will constantly meet your darkness as you move to step into the light. And so your fears are your fears for a reason, because they are your path for you to face them, to have the courage to face your fears, because on the other side is exactly where you're meant to be. And so for me, this really knocked me like hard. I remember I binged watched the season 4 of Stranger Things for a week and sat on the couch and did nothing because I was doing and actually not achieving anything. And so I actually was like, okay, you know what? I need to properly do nothing and know the difference. So here's me binge watching Stranger Things, feeling like I was just not from this planet, super lost, super confused. I remember calling my friend Travis, crying, being like, I don't know what I am doing. And yeah, I'm sharing this with you because I have these moments too. And it's really cool because being a coach, I'm able to then have the tools to pick myself up from these times rather than just sit in it for weeks and months on end. So from this moment, my friend asked me, what is this really all about? And the truth is, it wasn't about being an athlete mindset coach, because my business coaches said, you need to niche and do something that you love. And for me, I love working with athletes and helping them increase their performance and get results and work around their mindset and manifest their dream performance. I love that stuff. And I also just love helping people that want to win at life, at relationships, at the gym. I didn't really care if they're athlete or not, man or woman, young or old. The only thing that mattered was that they wanted to show up for themselves, that they wanted more for their life, and that they were not wanting to settle for mediocre and Groundhog Day, that they knew that they were capable of more and they just weren't sure how to necessarily take that next step towards what they see for themselves, what they see for their life, what they want for their life. Because truly, you are the creator of your own experience, and it is a choice to go after what you want, or it is a choice to stay in the exact same position that you are in now. So for me, I made a choice. I said, okay, I'm going to rest. I'm going to flow a little bit and do the things that elevate my energy. I'm going to go dance. I'm going to go back to surfing. I'm going to get walking in nature. I'm going to journal more. I'm going to hang out with friends more. I'm going to go to dinner and treat myself to a massage. All these things that I love to do to elevate my vibration, elevate my frequency, because you attract what you are. And as soon as I started doing these things, as soon as I started implementing the tools that I have learned along the way, that is when everything started to change. I then started posting more potent podcasts. I then started posting more potent Instagram posts. And now I feel like I have this energy whereby I feel fierce. I feel magnetic to what I want. I trust and know that everything is happening for me and that all that I want is coming. That all that I want is here in this now moment. The very moment that I think of it, I know that this is for me, because your ideas are not just ideas, they are messages. And the messages that I have received over the past few months have been incredible. And I never thought that I would be where I am at now energetically. I never thought that I would have the self-belief that I have and the ideas that I have. I used to limit myself and my ideas because I never thought that I would be good enough to achieve them, that I needed to be realistic. However, we all have different ideas and different visions because they are for you. And sometimes your goals come in a size that's too big so that we can grow into them. So after learning all this, I decided to go after what I truly wanted, which is to help people who want more for themselves, who want to be the best version of themselves, who want to feel confident, who want to level up in some way, shape, or form, whether it is mind, body, or soul. And so I decided to integrate everything that I've learned, the personal training, the biomechanics of the body, the nutrition, the mindset via hypnosis and NLP to help people through a transformation that isn't just a before and after photo, and it is something that actually changes the course of your life and brings you back to who you are at your true essence. And so this is what excites me, as you can obviously tell by my tone of voice right now. Like, I get so excited around the results that I get with people from these modalities and tools that I have learned along this entire journey. If you're resonating with this right now and you're like, yes, that sounds so good, I'm going to be doing weekly lives in my Generation Elevation Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, make sure you head to the show notes and join. So then you can literally be a part of free coaching with me every week, whereby I go live, talk about mindset, training, nutrition. We'll do some mindfulness, meditation, maybe some hypnosis to reprogram your mind towards empowering beliefs that are going to help you keep progressing towards your goals. So if you would like to be a part of that, head to the Facebook group, link in the show notes. I would love for you to be a part of the community. And thank you so much for listening, guys. I honestly appreciate every single one of you from the absolute deepest parts of my soul. I am so grateful to have such amazing people supporting me along the way. And I'm really excited to see where I go next along this journey. And I really believe that it is only up from here.
Thank you for being a part of the Generation Elevation community. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a 5-star rating, written review, share, and tag me on Instagram at elise.riley. Until next time, keep loving, keep learning, and keep rising.